Hi, everybody. How are you? My name is Chris, and I'm with Jim McCormick. Hi, Jim McCormick.
Hello.
Yeah, he remembers the thing that we say. We are here to pick some games. Week 14 of the NFL. We're not going to linger very long on week 13 at all. Oh, wait. Yes, no, we are. We're going to linger for a long time because in a season in which I have kind of been dog food picking games, I followed Jim McCormick's lead. Jim went 11-4. I did slightly better winning percentage-wise by going 10-3. As you know, sometimes I abstain from picks. Jim, to what do you account our incredibleness?
It's like the banana in the tailpipe thing, but if you eat the banana and then you can drive, right? So you tailed me, and that's just it's a Eddie Murphy. I don't know. It's a joke. So
You lost me there. There's three guys going.
yeah,
three people out there losing their minds. So yeah, it was. I got to describe my emotions. So this time of year, I'm not going to lie to the audience. I'm here to tell you, I'm pretty burned out, but like I haven't slept a ton for the last 4 months or so, and make up at 5:30 pretty much every day, making podcasts, and this is not a huge taxing thing. I love doing this with you and celebrity producer Dave Piper, but I was telling you guys before we started that this is the first week that I think all year that I didn't remember my picks really. Yeah, I think I probably picked the Patriots. That was probably wrong. And correct. That was one of the three that I got wrong.
Yeah.
And then had to go back. It's the first week I had to go back after. And when I was checking them off, I was going, hey, that's a win. What?
What?
And then
Ovaltine.
Then I had a good day. So I think the key is for me to have some form of head wound when I make picks and then not remember them. And therefore, if you could arrange, I believe Dave Piper has, you can bring in the horse to kick me in the head. Oh, okay. Off camera. It's not union. So later, the horse will kick me in the head, and we will get these picks just so correct, and I won't remember them. We're gonna start Week 14, Jim, with a Thursday night for the ages. It is a battle of the Los Angeles teams, past, future, and always. It's the Raiders on a little bit of a run, I guess, and actually with a frisky pass rush, I can tell you that, having watched that film. They are coming back to L.A. You know it. I know it. I'm in L.A. I'm not going. I would never go. That's crazy. I wouldn't go if they were good. They're not. The Raiders on the road. Do I have this right? As of our recording this, a 6-point favorite?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of points. Yeah, dude. That's too many points on the road. I asked you for your sage counsel. Like, how did the Rams stay in the game last week? Why did it require a game-winning touchdown to DK Metcalf? Why was that game not sewn up? Well before that, and you were like, I'm not really sure. Wolford was okay.
There's a bunch of trick plays. There's a bunch of lateral stuff, a bunch of jet motion. Like everything was 2 yards down the field and then let's run. And that's obviously not a great recipe to win games.
Yes, it doesn't seem super repeatable. There's no Donald in this game. I think the Raiders want to Raider it up, but I also just think this Rams team is pulling the plug. So I'm going to give the points crazily. I actually think this Raiders team is like just regressing to what they were supposed to be, which is like a team that's like semi-competent, a 500 NFL team. Whereas this Rams team is like a 3-win team right now.
Oh, yeah. No, this is not good. I just can't give this many points. So I don't feel strongly about it. But, the Raiders probably don't have the resume to be in any given Sunday. Can they win this game by 2 touchdowns? Absolutely. The Rams. Here's the thing. They're not tanking.
Right.
They're not. You know why they're not tanking, Jim? They don't have that pick.
My fear is that McDaniels and McVay have the same publicist. So like, what a weird series of emails they're gonna, and like how they're gonna spin this afterwards. Like who?
Well, they met at McDonald's. See what I did there?
Yeah.
And they're not even sponsoring McDonald's.
No.
But no, I'm gonna go Rams +6.
Okay.
It's a bunch of trick nonsense that they're going to try to do this with. It's not great. Okay, so let's go to Sunday. We've got the Vikings. They're traveling on the road. They're I believe, the 2 seed in the NFC right now. Doesn't mean you get a bye anymore, but you get to play the worst wild card. And clearly a lot better team than the Detroit Lions. So naturally, they're favored in this game, right, Jim?
Yeah, this is interesting. We actually
they are not.
We've already like been contacted on Twitter about this. Like, what is this line? It's interesting. This reminds us of that Cowboys line earlier this season that just was
like turned out correct.
Right. This doesn't have that same energy to me. I'm just taking it.
It didn't have that energy to you last time with the Cowboys.
Yeah, but like I felt like there was potential to get like attacked in the woods there. But like I don't feel like that's going to happen here, you know?
Well,
even though Dan Campbell seems like he'd be in like an R-rated like forest movie. So, you know.
Or like like the R-rated version of Jungle Book cuz he's
like a predator type thing where he's But like a beat.
So I didn't even say the line. It's Lions -2.5. Like I had to check it a bunch of times. I don't understand. I don't understand that line. Maybe by the time people are seeing this on Thursday, it's possible that it will have moved because I think a lot of people are going to have this reaction. Do you have an explanation for what Vegas is seeing here, for what the bookmaker's seeing here?
It's, I guess, like I was telling Dave before, the offense is really good. I mean, they score a lot of points. It's a lot of games in, but the defense is one of the worst in the world too. So it's kind of like saying, like, I don't know, the Washington Generals average 115 points a game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know what to say. Like, I don't find anything that sustainable about how Detroit has won recently. They're just making fewer bumbling decisions, but they still always put themselves in position to have it be a one-possession game at the end. If that's the case, give me the points, like with the better talent. So
I don't like Kirk Cousins. I don't like Kirk Cousins on the road. I don't think the Vikings defense is all that great either. The sustainability of Detroit, like looking great, is that they played Jacksonville. I don't know.
Kirk Cousins is Jared Goff, but like his polo is tucked in. He looks a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like
I do, but how do you feel about How do you feel about Justin Jefferson? I almost said Stephon Diggs.
Yeah,
like Amon-Ra St. Brown's good. No, not Justin Jefferson. All right, we're both in the Vikings, so we're going to take the points. Before we keep going, we do this every week. You know this drill by now, but without the sponsorship of DraftKings, we wouldn't be able to make this. They are supporting this channel and allowing us to be goofy for, I don't know, a half hour or so per week. And if you're looking for a place to play some of these games, maybe, for example, your fantasy team is in the tank, but you'd rather have a place where you can, still care about the games and have a little rooting interest. We do recommend DraftKings if you're in a state where you're allowed to do it, which Jim is and celebrity producer Dave Piper is, and I'm not. Even when I go home for the summer, I'm not. I can't use Sportsbook on DraftKings, but you should if you're in one of those lucky states. And if you sign up using our code HarrisTube, you get to make a $5 heads-up bet, not straight up, no, not point spread. Just pick a winner in one NFL game, and if you win, they'll give you $150 in free bets to mess around with. And eventually, if you mess around with enough, it becomes money that you can actually withdraw too. So it's a pretty great deal. Again, if you sign up, download that DraftKings Sportsbook app. Please do use the promo code HarrisTube. The only way that they know that this works in sponsoring the show, like if you think they maybe want to sponsor next year, is if enough people use that promo code. So we hope that you will do so. We appreciate it very much. Jim, let's keep going. The Ravens suffered a blow that maybe isn't as bad as, say, example, we're going to talk about the 49ers a lot later in the show. We don't think that Lamar Jackson is done for the season. In fact, we're not 100% sure he's done for this game, but it's obvious the line is right now assuming that he won't be in this game against the Steelers. Blood rivals. The Steelers are 2.5-point favorites at home.
Yeah, AFC North week. Ravens defense is. I still think it's just better than they've played, which is weird. Like I guess it takes some time.
Which defense here is better, would you say, between the Steelers and because the Steelers are playing pretty well on defense?
Right. Yeah. I would actually still say the Ravens.
Okay.
I just think like they still have a better secondary, and those outside corners for the Steelers can get burnt. Not sure Baltimore's will, but with Mark Andrews, I don't. It is a drop off, obviously, from Lamar to Huntley, but I just still think it's still the way that they play. It's still
stylistically similar.
It's their same thing. I think their ceiling is compromised. I don't think they blow this game out, but I'll take the points in a division game that's more than likely a kick with, a team that is intent on like playing that style, that Tennessee grind. So
sure, I'm with you. I'm going to be on the Ravens here too. I said it at even, right? Like, so I don't think this is a terrible line, and it is probably a kick game. And anybody who says they're positive that they know who kicks the field goal and when and how much it's worth. If we're saying it's a field goal game, the Steelers win by a field goal, we lose. But I'm with you that close enough to me that I would be comfortable taking the Ravens. Let's do the other AFC North game, the Deshaun Watson Cleveland Browns. I'm going to refer to them as that every single time the rest of the season because it makes Dave Piper cringe. He's a Browns fan in Michigan. He's not the biggest Deshaun guy. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's going to take a little time for Mr. Piper. They are traveling to Cincinnati. The Bengals are 6-point favorites.
Yeah, they didn't look very good last week, these Cleveland Browns. They effectively scored 3 points on offense, like against Houston.
Bad
a team who we'll talk about later is a massive dog, so it's not as if there's any momentum for that actual team. It's still a lot of points for a division game, and I'm not sure the Bengals are a full touchdown, which is what I'm saying, better than this team. I had this at -5, so I'm just going to take Cleveland just because I don't think they're that good. I'm just taking the points because, again, stylistically. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, no problem. We're like 2,500 miles away, and it's amazing we can do this at all, right? And plus, I have a head wound right now, so that makes it doubly more amazing. So you said it at 5, I said it at 7. So neither one of us thinks it's like an outrageous line, but clearly I'm going to be on the Bengals, whereas you're on the Browns. I will tell you, and I will say this on the podcast as well, I did go back and rewatch everything Watson did in that game, and he wasn't a total disaster. He wasn't like a bad player. He wasn't clueless. He looked a combination of like sped up and like footwork not quite on point, and the speed of everything kind of set him back, and he would just created funky angles to throw. The interception was terrible, but the rest of it was fine, and I think generally didn't feel like they needed to like super push the envelope. So like I think he'll probably get better. So I don't think as much Schadenfreude as we would like to have to say this person who did a bad thing, many bad things, his soul is now so rotten that he can't play football anymore. I have a feeling we're going to come back to him being pretty good at some point. Like his arms still seem to function. When he set his feet, he still threw it accurately. So I'm not totally down the Browns here. I just said it at 7 instead of 5, so I'm going to be on the Bengals. A lot of division games. The Bills are going to host the New York Jets. Mike White's New York Jets. We love that band, Seven Nation Army. We love that band. And I don't know how that guy ever got the gumption to be a really great rock drummer and songwriter and still be an NFL quarterback. It's unbelievable. Oh, wait, I'm being told that's Jack White. I'm being told you can skip that. The line is Bills -9.5.
He's got a nice North Jersey complexion, which works, which is nice, Jack White. But, I'm going to take the points here. It's too many. I just think this Jets team is actually good. They've been competitive in every game. They have a defense somewhat like Denver, where they just like always keep you within that like 17 to 23 bandwidth. Now, obviously, they're saying that this is the game where that they kind of get
exposed
a little bit here. Defense. I don't think that happens defensively for this team. Like, not that it's impossible, but they just have enough. Like, they're good. They're like a normal NFL team. So.
I don't. Garrett Wilson. Wow. I think he's a wow really player. He's about to be in that short list of like 7 guys where you go, yep, I can see it. I see it happening right now. The numbers. It's not just the numbers. The film has been amazing, offensively. Otherwise, though, I think they're bad, and Mike White is bad. And so I think what they're telling you is that. Okay, the Bills lost Von Miller. They have had some games this year defensively that had some questions, but not this one. They're basically telling you with this line they think the Jets are going to score 7 points. Right. Because I don't think they're telling you they think the Bills are going to score 35. Like the Bills offense.
24-7. Right.
Yeah, like the Bills offense has looked a lot more mortal through this long stretch of this year than they did last year. Right. I mean. Right. Josh Allen has made mistakes. Like they should have scored a lot of points on the Patriots in that Thursday game, and they didn't. And so I'm with you. I think what it comes down to is the Jet defense, and I sort of always will defer to you because you're watching these IDP guys. It's a pretty good defense. Like I would stack it up as a certainly top 10, and maybe even better than that.
It was particularly the pass defense. Like styles make fights. They're just built to like, and Buffalo's really they don't have a ton of. I mean, it's great to be an elite passing team, but I'm not sure they can just like get into a brawl and make that work. So I don't know.
All right. Well, we're on the same side there. Jets plus 9.5. Biggest spread of the week. That is an awful lot of points. Those aforementioned Texans are going to Dallas. Dallas is, maybe the second best team in the NFC, but they're behind the juggernaut Eagles. So, I mean, how's that going to work out for them? But the Cowboys are obviously, they killed the Colts. They're getting a ton of respect here. This line is, as of our recording, this 16.5.
But according to ESPN BPI, when you add Odell Beckham, it's gonna and his Twitter account, it's gonna go crazy. Like it's gonna get their win percentage is gonna they're gonna get the 1 seed just when they sign Beckham. It's just you get the 1 seed. You also get the entire team drug tested. But I had 14.5 for this, so I'm just going to take the Texans, like, begrudgingly. It's gross. Also, Davis Mills is back, and that's just
worth nothing.
That's a sentence. Yeah, that's
I didn't say truly a sentence. There's no question. This was 1 too. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I set it at 14 because I don't set half points because I'm not a maniac who talks funny. So I'm also on Houston here just because there's a lot of ways you can cover 16.5 points. I don't want to play this game with my own money particularly, but it's way too
Brandon Cook's
points.
revenge game, by the way. Brandon Cooks thought he was on the Cowboys for like 13 minutes probably.
Is he playing?
If he does, it's a revenge game. So.
Right. And if he's on the sideline, it's a revenge sideline
He's
game.
going to tell Nico Collins what to do. It's like control his body, like one of those 80s movies. Like so, yeah.
Or like Eternal Sunshine, maybe? He could go inside his dream, inside his head, inside his body. Like
Ratatouille, like
like grab his hair.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Nico Collins has a lot of hair, though. I think he's got pretty short hair. That might be a hard...
That's in the pregame meals with Ratatouille at receiver. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's delicious, but again, I need more hair.
Right.
I need more hair on my subject. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we have your Eagles. They are going to Gotham. Are you going to that game?
Yeah, you know what I mean? There's too many lawsuits. Like on the way up to Jersey, it's like at least 3 restraining orders. So, you know what I mean?
and from a callback from earlier in the show, your face isn't the right color.
Yeah, it's not the right color. Yeah, it's a little too. There's just some alcoholism, like roseness to it. It doesn't have that pale pill thing that they got going up there. So it's like
got it. They are on the road against the Giants. Who are they good? I mean, they're not good, but like I gotta say, it was a tie game, but they at least hung with the Commanders. It's a road 7-point spread in favor of the Eagles.
It is. I'm taking the Eagles because I think the Giants are really bad.
Do you? I don't. Yeah. I don't know if I think they're that bad anymore.
I don't think they're bad. I just think that they're bad.
Wait, can we rewind the tape?
Because I think the Giants are really bad.
Wait, can we rewind the tape? I'm going to see if I can do my McCormick. I'm going to take the Eagles because I think the Giants are really bad.
They're bad.
They're not that bad.
No, they are. They're bad. And like Vegas has been saying that all year. They had zero respect. It's finally starting to balance out, and Brian Daboll, like, God bless him, has the big, and I'm one of these, has the big neck, and then the neck thing going here, like the neck beard, and it's just, it's too much. It's too much.
You can't too much beard you can't cover. I think that's just science.
And Wink Martindale is a character out of like I don't know what kind of movie, like a Wes Anderson movie.
Wasn't he the game show host of like Press Your Luck? Wasn't that Wink Martindale?
Yeah, it was like 4 restraining orders again for him too. So again,
wow,
full circle.
We are up to 8 restraining orders on this show, so that's pretty big. Maybe 7. Did you say you had 3? No, 7 restraining orders. 7. The over under
7.5.
You can actually bet it 7.5 at DraftKings. So use that code Harris Tube. I guessed this line exactly. It's the only no play of the week for me. So I don't think your suggestion is outrageous. I think if the folks watching I think if the folks watching tend to be on the Eagles side here, because generally we tend to be on favorites sides.
Right.
Laying 7 is a nice number to lay. I'll just say that. Like you don't need to feel 6.5 is always scary to lay because you go, okay, what if you don't get there? So 7 at least you push. All right, we got the Jags. They were great last week, and they got Trevor Lawrence hurt. And I gotta tell you, watching that game live, I thought Trevor Lawrence was out for the season. I thought he got twisted crazily. He like limped vigorously through the whatever they have in Detroit, corridors. Dave Piper, what do they have in Detroit? You live in Michigan. Corridors, something like that.
Shoots. They call them shoots there.
That's right. That is fair. It's
pop shoots, and they just pour soda on you. Fago.
Right. So they call it shoots, and they give you pizza that's actually soup. I believe that's what they do in Michigan.
That's what it is.
Right. So they are going to Tennessee, and we're not going to say that Tennessee is any great thing, but Tennessee is a 3.5-point favorite in that game.
They are. This game is essentially like a playoff game. If Tennessee wins this, like it looks like the division, the path is theirs for that. Even though they've been fairly terrible recently, but they're better. And this Jaguars team has been Jaguars. They've been really bad. They played competitively against that Baltimore team, who we're not sure is that great. Like, so meaning that's their signature moment. Like, that was cool, but yeah.
I'll just say this line is wrong. This line is looking at the way the Titans looked against the best team in the league last week.
Right.
And saying, oh, they can't hang. They're no good. And it's like, okay, but it's the Jags. Come on. This line is not enough points. 3.5 is too few. It's an easy call for me to say Tennessee. I'm right there with you. The Chiefs. The great game against the Bengals last week. Feels like those are maybe the two. I mean, Buffalo's in the argument. There's three teams. I think there's three teams in both leagues, frankly, with no Garoppolo. But Chiefs are not playing one of them this week. They're going to Denver to face Russell Wilson. And you said it earlier, like this line is high. And the reason it's high is because high profile people have seen Russell Wilson look absolutely terrible. Like I will say the thing I said about Deshaun Watson, I do not say that about Russell Wilson. Something's desperately wrong with Russell Wilson. I don't know why his arm looks like it looks. I don't know why his footwork looks like it looks. I don't know why he doesn't move like he used to move. It feels really rough for Russell Wilson right now. And I think that's why this line, the Chiefs division rival, 9.5, minus 9.5. What it ignores, though, is what you said before about Denver's defense, which is, are we going to put it up there with like the best in the league? No, but if you're going to list the 10 best, they're definitely on it, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the high is 26 points against them this year. Yeah. And what would they be? They'd have 9 wins if they scored 20 points every game. So, like it just speaks to.
To be fair, the other team may have scored more points too.
Yes,
if Russell Wilson
that would have happened too. Yeah, and that's more decisions for Nathaniel Hackett. It's a dangerous butterfly effect.
He's already got enough smoke coming out of his ears. It's enough. Yeah. Talking about a guy who's a funny color, not the North Jersey color, but my God, that guy's purple half the time.
He's just in like Calc 2, just crying. He's just like, what? How did I get here? Yeah, I am really tempted to take the points here just because of all these reasons. But it's just hard for me to see a world where like Denver scores enough. I think lost in all this is how bad Denver's offense is. Somebody said it's like early 2000 Cleveland type stuff. It's really, really bad. It's really incredible. I didn't expect it to be this bad. Sutton's out. I'm not sure that changes that many things, but he's. It is. They're whittling it down now to they don't even have anything left. So it's like Jerry Jeudy's one leg. It's one. It's a.
I don't know if Jerry Jeudy's ever really been hurt. Like I'll just say it right now. I'm not sure that guy's.
I think it's like This is like the Monty Python part of Russell Wilson's career. Okay, so he's just.
It is Ministry of Silly Walks all day long there. I'm with you on the Chiefs. I'm going to lay all those points on the road. It's scary. Carolina is coming off a bye, and they are going to Seattle, who's coming off, to you, apparently, unimpressive win against the Rams. Didn't win by enough for Jim McCormick's liking.
Nope.
Carolina isn't good. It's Sam Darnold. This just in, it's not Baker Mayfield. And the spread is Seattle minus 4.5.
I mean, one of the problems is that Darnold spent the entire bye week at just water sliding, like at the
Say that again. Say the word. I just love it.
Water sliding. Sliding. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, can somebody turn off my camera just for a second? I just got to breathe heavily. That's just nice. It's just nice.
Yeah. And he just goes in the same one over and over, and they're like, sir, like, and he's like, I have a pass. And he gets in fights with some of the kids, and they're just like high school kids with iPhones. But in the end, Seattle plays for their opponents, but this Carolina team, even with their defense, they're not good enough for me. I think Seattle can just put up way more points than this team.
Yeah, Seattle's. I mean, Geno Smith's been really good. They're
good.
I mean, like Geno Smith, they don't have a running back, right? So that's potentially a problem. They don't have any running backs. They're all hurt. But it's the NFL. They don't need running backs.
They have 3D printers in Seattle. That's what
make a running back. Just print yourself a damn running back. Yes. Well, yeah, enough of this. Yeah. I'm with you on Seattle here. Seattle's defense isn't good. So there's a way that Deontay Foreman, if he's okay, runs for 800 yards and keeps it close. Like, I get all the reasons why you just go.
There's a way he has 200 yards and they still can't cover.
It's fair. It's fair, but there's a way where it's 38-34, and we look dumb. Because there's a way for a lot of points to get scored here. It just doesn't feel like there's a way for Seattle not to score a bunch of points because they're scoring on everybody, and it all comes down to Geno playing passable football. Like, he's fine. He's good. He definitely misses a lot of throws, man. I watch a lot of throws, but he makes a lot of throws, and they're super aggressive with him. And so I'm with you. I'm going to give the 4.5. What would have been Brady Bowl 60 or whatever, Tampa Bay traveling to San Francisco, but there's no Jimmy Garoppolo. We're not going to see handsome Jimmy probably at all. I'm going to guess, but they're talking. If we make the NFC Championship game, then we're not going to see you, are we? It's Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy at quarterback for San Francisco on what is otherwise, I'm sure as an Eagle fan, you will admit, a very scary roster, and not one that you were particularly interested in facing if they'd had a competent quarterback. But I'm not sure Brock Purdy is it.
Yeah.
The Niners are still 3.5-point favorites.
Yeah, the Bucs are uninspired. This is going to be one of my classic. The Bucs are uninspired. They're really bad. Tom Brady doesn't agree with the politics of San Francisco, and makes him uncomfortable.
I don't think that's probably true at all.
Well, I don't know. He just. I think sometimes he hates. He just wants everybody to hit on him.
In San Francisco, I think he's got no problem with that. Everyone.
Okay, I'm losing my train of thought, but I basically had the Niners minus 3. So I'm going Tampa. I'm going Tampa
Niners
here.
I'm going Niners.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a weirdo 1916 game.
Do you think? I mean, it comes down to whether Brock Purdy's any good, and we just don't know the answer to that question yet.
Yeah,
we just.
But can the Bucs score? Yeah, is that the question?
I don't think so, man. I saw what they did in this past heroic effort from not against an all-world defense. I'm sorry, that I don't think they're very good. The offensive line is a mess. I don't think this is a Brady problem at all. I'll once again go back. I'm watching all of this. He's playing well. He's just constantly under siege. He has 1 second. There's no 7-step drops in the entire offense. They are getting massacred up front. We know the skill weapons are good. We've seen them be good. I don't know what's up with Mike Evans. I just think it's that there's no time to throw to him.
He probably lost Joey Bosa a lot of money too.
Yeah,
if you think about it in FTX.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, Bosa's really mad at him. So I'm on San Francisco here, just on the Tampa dysfunctional offense, and not really think. Again, I'll defer to you. But do you think the Buccaneer defense is what you would call if you were making a top 10 list of defenses, would Tampa's defense be on it? I'm not sure.
There's nobody
I'm asking you.
There's nobody peaking right now. They used to have this idea where they had several guys who were giving you their best career years, and it's kind of the cost of being good for several years. You've seen it with the Patriots who retool, but the Bucs only have one contact list, and it's the same guys. You know what I mean? So
what I'll say about this is I was hitting some golf balls with an old friend of mine, another Patriot fan, and so he also likes Brady, as I do, root for Brady. And what he said, we just did this week, so he saw the comeback, and he said, this reminds me so much of 2 years ago with Brady. Nobody thought they were winning the Super Bowl. They were 500-ish right around this point that year, and they went on maybe a little earlier, but they went on a crazy winning streak. Remember, they were 5-5, and then they were 11-5, and they won, maybe lost one more game and went crazy. And so his feeling was this was the beginning of that. I kind of feel like that is a little bit irrational, and that it's just they don't have the blocking for it. But we'll find out. Sunday night, the Dolphins are also coming to Los Angeles, and Jim, I'm not going to that game either. I'll just tell you right now, not going.
Dolphins. It's a Dolphins game.
It's a Dolphins game.
Yeah.
That means I have to go. Is that what you're telling me?
I think so. Well, yeah. I mean, it's Ace Ventura would want you there.
Maybe. So I don't care what Ace Ventura wants. All right.
To fight the Dolphins.
I get it. Fight the Dolphins. So you're not there. You don't want me there to support the Dolphins. You want me there to punch the Dolphins. I get it.
Although I suppose the Dolphin doesn't travel. That's a big.
You could punch a helmet, maybe.
So,
you just punch a helmet.
Yeah,
Punching a helmet is a very different thing in a different context, but in this context, it was very pure. Dolphins.
Yeah. With an umlaut.
The Dolphins are at the Chargers. The Dolphins are a 3.5-point road favorite. Somebody out there really believes in the Dolphins, or to be fair, watched the Chargers play last week.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of room service these last couple of weeks for the Dolphins. There's only so many chicken Caesar wraps that a man can handle. But I'm gonna give the points actually here. I think the Chargers aren't good at football. The line last week, I know the Raiders do have a good line between Crosby and Jones, but like he's constantly under duress. I think he's had like 5 games this year where he's been Herbert, that is, who's been under pressure 40% of the time, which is just way too much. It's like Joe Burrow last year kind of stuff. Now I know they made the Super Bowl, but it got in the way of production. And I mean, Zach Taylor's also not brilliant, so I don't know where I'm going with this.
You do.
But I
think you do know. You just like to say things, and then you'll tell us what your pick is.
Miami's just a better team.
I think they are.
So I know last week wasn't good, but I don't think you're going to make Tua uncomfortable that way.
I think on a neutral field, I agree that I think Miami is, and the Chargers have no fans, so this is basically a neutral field. Like when I'm making these lines, Chargers. I have Charger fan friends. I live in LA, but like as far as a home field advantage, they have none in terms of noise or anything like that. So I agree with you, but I just don't think 3.5. I think it's rough. So I'm going to say Dolphins win by a field goal. I'm going to be on the Chargers, and then the Monday night game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Why don't you can introduce this? Just do what I would do. Pretend you're me and you're teeing me up. Tee up the game as I would do it.
Okay, so he would say, "What are we doing here? What's happening here? Why are the Patriots favorite of the road here?" And I have an answer for that. It's because during the bye week, we just talked about what Darnold did. Cliff Kingsbury spent his entire week at an NFT conference.
And so that's why the Patriots are favored. Cliff's head's not in the game.
Yeah, and so he's going to go up to Bill Belichick and mention something about the blockchain, and the line's going to go Patriots -6.
Wow. You should definitely get on the Cardinals now then. Wow.
That's the thing. And SEC collusion, that kind of stuff. Like that's Kingsbury's next move after he gets fired. So the Patriots defense is still the best unit in this game. And I think it is. Yeah. I think it is.
I mean, did you watch the Thursday game? Did you watch them play the Bills? Did you watch that? The defense didn't look all that good. The Bills shot themselves in the foot several times. They probably should have had 38 points. Bills are really good on offense. I don't know, man. If
Cardinals are a one-trick offense, though, aren't they? Aren't they just like?
I haven't seen.
It is a good trick,
I assume Kyler's healthy, and I think they're going to score points. I think that offense is going to score points against anybody. For me, it comes down to: are you going to be down 10 points with 8 minutes to go in the game and a 4th and 3 and punt? There's something just flat out wrong with the Patriots. There's just
George Costanza. Yeah.
So there you go. I don't think George.
Yeah. And then there was shrinkage.
That's really
there was shrinkage. It was the pool.
Yeah. We're going to bleep that, I think, probably.
Sorry, wrong word.
We're probably going to bleep that. That's okay, because it's been bleeped. So now people have to guess what you said.
Sorry about that.
I'm going to say Cardinals just because I think the line is fine. I mean, we didn't say the line. The Patriots favored by 1 in Arizona and 1.5. Sorry, 1.5. I'll say the Cardinals just because then if the Patriots lose, I have emotional buffer. But there's no way this should be close. The rosters shouldn't be close. The coaching shouldn't be close. Like the Patriots as an organization should be much, much, much better than the Arizona. The fact that this is close, the fact that we have to hem and haw it all, the fact that Vegas basically looks at these teams and says they're roughly even, tells you all you need to know about the state of the Patriots. It's just, I am truly, Jim, freaking fed up with Matt Patricia. I am so over this.
it's not well. And Bill said it's too late to make a change. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's a lot of theories about what's going on with Bill that I'm not. Bill's a great coach, and I'm not getting into that. I don't know. Who are you on here?
This is like season 5 of Entourage. I'm going with the Patriots.
I don't understand that metaphor and what that means. Yeah.
I don't either. Well, I guess it was like too deep. We're in too deep. We're in the Matt Patricia part. It's like the end of a bad show.
Okay.
So okay.
Again, your logic often escapes me, and then you kick my ass. So what am I complaining about? So it's time for best bets, and Dave Piper is now putting up our best bet records. They haven't been best, but we both did win our best bets last week, which was lovely to have happen. And then also Steve Berry won in the comments for saying the correct best bet. And that's the second time Steve Berry submits mixtapes to the show, although to be fair, not for a while. And then also it listens to the podcast and is here too. We love Steve Berry, his second time being the right person in the comments. I guess Piper was telling us before that people had a rough week in the comments, which, normally we're the ones who have the rough weeks, so that kind of feels good. So congratulations, Steve, for getting last week's. Of course, we want to know, all you viewers, what is your best bet of all the lines that Piper has probably at some point put on the screen, and tell us down in the comments, and we'll call out somebody who got it right. What do you think, Jim? Who's your best bet?
I mean, there's nothing more logical than taking the team who I just saw get beat by 25 points last week, so I'm going to go with the Titans.
Okay.
Who just got destroyed last week, and
is this the case where you wanted to go Vikings Lions, but it's such a smelly line that you assume somebody knows something?
Yeah, something's weird about that. This game was close to that for me, in terms of how off it was, in terms of the gap in the teams, and I just think Tennessee, like you said, there's this 2-week tax. Like they're still who they are. Yeah. It's still a Mike Vrabel team.
So I'm gonna just test the theory. I'm going to take the Vikings as a 2.5-point road dog that I don't understand at all. And the theory, which is old as time, so I'm not breaking news here, is if a line feels too good to be true, it is. If it's super fishy, don't take it. So I'm going to test that theory. I'm going to be on the Vikings. We'll be back here next week, and I'll go, yeah, that was dumb. But for now, I think probably my second pick would have been Tennessee as well. So folks can take that for what it's worth, which, given my record, maybe not that much. Got better last week, though. Still not over 500, I don't think, but got better. That's going to do it. That's it for us. Please leave us comments. We love reading them. Dave Piper reads every single comment and will respond to you, and we'd love to know who your best bet is, too. We wouldn't be making the show if you all weren't watching. We really enjoy doing it. Obviously, we goof around a lot and probably don't make you that much smarter, but we are very happy to do this for you and with you. So for Dave Piper, the producer, for Jim McCormick, the insane man, I'm Chris. I'm going to go get kicked in the head some more. Thanks for watching. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button, write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button, and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.